Hare Krishna. I think we finished 40, right? Last time. Hare Krishna. Anybody remembers?
Yes, Prabhuji. We
40, right?
completed 40. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Okay, verse 41. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hesham luptapindota kakriyaha. An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. Purport. According to the rules and regulations of fruitive activities, there is a need to offer periodical food and water to the forefathers of the family. This offering is performed by worship of Vishnu because eating the remnants of food offered to Vishnu can deliver one from all kinds of sinful reactions. Sometimes the forefathers may be suffering from various types of sinful reactions, and sometimes some of them cannot even acquire a gross material body and are forced to remain in subtle bodies as ghosts. Thus, when remnants of prasadam food are offered to forefathers by descendants, the forefathers are released from ghostly or other kinds of miserable life. Such help rendered to forefathers is a family tradition, and those who are not in devotional service are required to perform such rituals. One who is engaged in the devotional life is not required to perform such actions. Simply by performing devotional service, one can deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers from all kinds of misery. It is stated in the Bhagavatam. Devarshi Bhutaptan Runam Pitrunam Na Kinkaro Nayam Runicha Rajan Sarvatmanaya Sharanam Sharanyam Gato Mukundam Parihartya Kartam. Anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation and has taken to the path in all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligations to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Hellish life. Okay, both ancestors fall down. Okay, so the Shraddha, even for devotees, we should do this Shraddha. But we don't do this as per the Karmakanda process. We will do it in the Vaishnava way. And the Vaishnava way is basically to offer bhoga in the name of the deceased person, offer bhoga to the Lord, and then actually serve the devotees with prasadam. And that's it. That is the Shraddha, because anyway, the central process of Shraddha is to offer Pindodaka, which is food and water offered to Vishnu, which is offered to the departed soul, as Prabhupada has mentioned here. So, but we don't do the Karmakanda way because Karmakanda has a lot of issues. They offer Tulsi to everybody, and so many offenses happen. So we simply do this easy, simple yet what accomplishes the whole goal of offering bhoga to the Lord and distributing prasadam to devotees. Okay, but it's an important process which has to be done even for Vaishnavas. Now, however, so there, and those who are not in devotional service required to perform. One who is engaged in devotional service is not required to perform such actions. So what Prabhupada is talking about here is the karma kanda, smarta way. But offering bhoga prasadam to the deceased forefathers is okay. Now, see, this is important. Simply by performing devotional service, one can deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers. Now, most important point here is in all seriousness. Now, if one has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation and has taken to the path in all seriousness, Seriousness means but that this is the only thing for the devotee. There is nothing else which is as important, right? So complete dedication, complete surrender, then there is no duty or obligation to anybody. So what are the kinds of obligations we have? Demigods, sages, general living entities, family members. So many people have questions about this. Family members, relatives, don't we have obligations? Then there are functions, shouldn't we attend? People will feel bad, etc. Humankind or forefathers. So basically, if we have taken up to the path in all seriousness, then we don't have to do anything, right? But we still do Shraddha. Only reason is because it is an opportunity for us to offer bhoga to the Lord and prasadam to devotees. So it just as a service, we do it, we take it as an opportunity. But one who is engaged in all seriousness technically doesn't have to do all this. Now, again, this is a matter of faith, right? I see like there are devotees who also end up doing karma kanda process, right? But it's actually not required. There is no obligation if we have taken the path in all seriousness and we have taken shelter. And the shelter in Prabhupada's purpose, actually, this keeps coming up every now and then. Sharanagati is central theme of Prabhupada's purpose, right? So he's not, see, we should understand one thing very clearly. Prabhupada is not talking about mixed devotional service. So just for everybody's understanding, there is mixed devotional service. There are primarily two types of mixed devotional service, Karma Mishra and Gnana Mishra. So Karma Mishra, okay, let me take a step back. So in initially in our, as we enter spiritual life, first is bhakti's time is very less, right? And initially karma is more. Then slowly karma turns to karma yoga. So we start offering the results to Krishna. Bhakti time is still less. Now as we progress, this when we do so much more karma and so much less bhakti, it is called karma mishra bhakti. Okay, then similarly Gnana Mishra. But as we progress, it has to change. It should become or Bhakti Mishra Karma, Bhakti Mishra Gnana. And then it has to become Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti means no karma, no gnana. Anyabilashita Shunyam Gnana Karma Dhanavrutam. So Prabhupada only talks about that Kevala Bhakti. Because even when he's talking about Karma Yoga, actually he is talking about devotional service, pure devotional service, right? Like, of course, in some verses, there is discussion about Karma Yoga, he says, okay, devotees will work. But he still talks about devotees are engaged in devotional service, right? So mostly focus is on Kevala Bhakti with very less karma, no gnana practically. Gnana means not gnana about Krishna, impersonal gnana. That is what gnana karma dhanavrutam means. So karma is there, but less. So basically, which means that as devotees, we should plan to move towards Kevala Bhakti in our life very soon. Definitely, like, I keep saying, Grihastha, Vanaprastha has to be there. There has to be a cutoff time so that devotees enter Vanaprastha. And earlier the better, right? But the focus is to move towards Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti means only Bhakti. So Prabhupada's purports are all geared towards that. So it talks about full surrender. Surrender is a basic quality of a devotee who is serious in Krishna consciousness. He has to surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord, and surrender means anukulasa sankalpa, pratikulasa varjanam, etc., which we keep discussing. So these things will keep coming up again and again. So we need to be cognizant about that. So one who is surrendered and is taken up the path in all seriousness, he doesn't have any obligations. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by the performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Any questions? Anybody has any questions? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, we do some pujas, all that, on daily basis.
Yeah.
Like in front of the photos, we do daily
Yeah.
Deeparadhan, putting flowers, all that.
Yeah.
is that required or not when we are?
No, that is
attending?
required. No, that is Archanam. That is Navavida Bhakti. Not for demigods. We shouldn't be doing for demigods. Demigods should not be in our altar. Basically, there shouldn't be any demigods in our altar.
But if it is there, because in family they already some demigods are there, we cannot remove that. I placed it in at lower level.
We should remove them if we are progressing seriously towards bhakti. Shuddha bhakti. If we cannot, for whatever reason, then technically we should not worship them on the same altar. It's not right to worship them on the same altar because Devatas are feeling odd, saying that, I am being placed on the same altar as the Supreme Lord, who is my, boss, right? And then there are pure devotees also. No, like Prabhupada, Acharyas are all pure devotees. So they are Nishkama Bhaktas. Demigods are Sakama Bhaktas. So Sakama Bhaktas cannot be placed above Nishkama Bhaktas. Okay, but then Nishkama Bhaktas want to respect demigods. So it's all like complete, it will become a mess, right? Nobody on the altar will be happy if demigods and Supreme Lord and pure devotees are all worshipped on the same altar. So if it is unavoidable, generally it is good to make another altar or another place where they are worshipped. If that is not possible, then it's left to you. Personal decision.
Okay. What about changing flowers every day? All the
Yeah, that
sometimes
should
I
be
do.
absolutely done. No, it's the most important thing. Like Krishna loves flowers.
So
We
I
should.
cannot leave it without changing flowers like that.
No.
every
It's
day.
like not wearing clothes, not changing clothes. I mean,
Okay.
these are all like, it's Archana process of Archana is so beautiful actually. Like it's not just flowers, right? Like, we offer Argya, then we offer lamp. So these are part of Archana process. It makes us, technically the Archana process is supposed to make us closer to the Lord. But if we do it like a obligation or, then obviously nothing will happen. Like, it's important to have nice, make altar look nice, nicely decorated. It's always good.
Actually, I'm not doing any archana or anything. Generally, we have habit daily putting diya, and sometimes I don't change the flowers once
No.
in 2 days like that. Sometimes I don't put any flowers, just incense I will keep like that.
No. Flowers have to be offered every day. Incense, then at least you should do incense, flowers, incense, and arti, like Mangal Arti, right? Like Pancha Deepa or Ekadeepa, whatever. At least that much has to be offered every day, if not anything more.
Okay.
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 Anything else? Anybody has anything else?
Yes, Pradeep.
Yeah.
So if one is surrendered to the path sincerely and seriously, and Prabhupada has mentioned there are no obligations.
Yes.
So if the dependents are in trouble and they need to be taken care, parents, for example.
Yeah.
So one should do the needful, right?
Yes, absolutely. See, this is all about obligations, but this is not about normal, jiva, like considerations for other co-living entities, right? Because Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Sochit Na Kankshati Samasarveshu Bhuteshu. Whether it is mother or whether it is some, technically we should have that, like basic compassion for helping, like people they're in trouble, etc. That is there, right? That should be done, but there is no obligation in the sense, for example, like suppose say you I mean, this happened to me multiple times. I have to take my father to the doctor, but then I have a class, right? And it used to happen that somebody else used to come and take them because of whatever, right? Like, yeah, and of course, see, our responsibility is to make sure that some arrangement is made, right? If we are not there, at least we can make other arrangements. We should not run away from our duty, but It's not like it cannot come in the way of bhakti. Basically, that's what it means. Obligation means that none of these can come in the path of bhakti, right? And prevent us from making progress. Right? Standard one is family members, relatives, which is humankind generally. Like, obligations towards I have to, I can't eat, I this, that, and all that. So many. I have to go to a function, I have to eat whatever they cook there, otherwise people will feel bad. Now, all these obligations don't exist.
Yes.
But technically, before, if somebody doesn't do all this, it is karma phala. Right? But for devotees, it doesn't matter. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes. If two situations are coexisting, appear simultaneously, which given preference?
Depends on your mood. As in mood, as in not at that time, as in mood of devotion.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.